Well, I'm not going to be all my usual weirdness because it's a very sad day in the gaming industry and gaming world. Wow. Let's talk about it. Hello my friends, Boomy here once again with another video for you, my gaming brothers and sisters. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more gaming fun and news. My friends, this is a very somber day, a very somber Tuesday. We all have known and heard the past couple days that there might be some firings at Activision-Blizzard, and we knew that it would probably be within the hundreds of it. As much as that is a horrible thing, and we don't ever really like seeing that happen, we were all taken aback today when the Q4 earnings call for Activision-Blizzard came in around 5 p.m. Eastern, so 4 p.m. Central, and then you do the rest of the math. It came in, and it turns out it was not 100 or 200 or 3, but 800 employees of the over 9,000 employees of Activision-Blizzard. So 8% of the workforce at Activision-Blizzard were fired, let go today, laid off, however you want to call it, however you want to label it. There are 800 people without jobs. Now, I believe Jason Schreier has one of the best articles on this, and he is probably one of the best games journalists out there, and I don't particularly like Kotaku very much, but I really respect Jason Schreier. So let's get into the article that he wrote today explaining all this. Publisher Activision-Blizzard has begun its long-rumored layoff process, informing employees this afternoon that it'll be cutting staff. On an earnings call this afternoon, the company said that it would be eliminating 8% of its staff. In 2018, Activision-Blizzard had roughly 9,600 employees, which would mean nearly 800 people are now out of work. This afternoon, the mega publisher began notifying those who are being laid off, we'll talk about that in just a second, across its various organizations, which include Activision, and King. On the earnings call, Activision-Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick told investors that the company had once again achieved record results in 2018, but that the company would be consolidating and restructuring because of missed expectations for 2018 and lowered expectations for 2019. The company said it would be cutting mainly non-game development departments and bolstering its development staff for franchises like Call of Duty and Diablo. Development sources from across the industry told Kotaku this afternoon that the layoffs have affected Activision Publishing, Blizzard, King, and some of Activision's studios, including High Moon. At Blizzard, the layoffs appear to only have affected non-game development departments such as publishing and esports, both of which were expected to be hit hard. Over the last few years, many of our non-development teams expanded to support various needs, Blizzard President J. Allen Brack said in a note to staff around 1 p.m. This afternoon. That was obtained by Kotaku. Currently, staffing levels on some teams are out of proportion with our current release slate. This means we need to scale down some areas of our organization. I am sorry to share that we will be parting ways with some of our colleagues in the U.S. today. In our regional offices, we anticipate similar evaluations subject to local requirements. So get ready for more jobs to be cut. The letter also promised, and he quotes, a comprehensive severance package, continued health benefits, career coaching, and job placement assistance, as well as a profit-sharing bonus for the previous year to those who are being laid off at Blizzard. And it goes in to say Blizzard employees receive twice yearly bonuses based on how the company performed financially. And I will say, on an offside note, at least they have that. That is good, and you can't give them crap for that. At least there is that. They're not just hanging them all out to dry. He continues, quoting, there's no way to make this transition easy for impacted employees, but we are doing what we can to support our colleagues, Brock wrote. The news follows months of rumors, Schreier continues, about layoffs at the publisher, which heated up early last week as word began to spread that hundreds of people across Activision Blizzard's various divisions might lose their jobs, leading up to today. Some of the publisher's employees have been coming to work with no clue as to what might happen. One person at Blizzard told me this morning that as employees arrived, they cried and exchanged hugs in the parking lot. Last fall, Kotaku reported that Blizzard's 2018 mandate had been to cut costs and produce more games, and that, as a result, layoffs would likely hit the company's support departments even as Blizzard continues to expand its development teams. Brock's email suggests the same, and it quotes, "It's critical that we prioritize product development and grow the capacity of the teams doing this work to best serve our player community." I laugh at that. He continues, "We also need to evolve operationally to provide the best support for new and existing products." Jason Schreiber continues, "Meanwhile, in a press release to investors this afternoon, Activision CEO Bobby Kotick wrote, while our financial results for 2018 were the best in our history," I believe it was $7.5 billion, "we didn't realize our full potential. To help us reach our full potential, we have made a number of important leadership changes. These changes should enable us to achieve the many opportunities our industry affords us, especially with our powerful owned franchises, our strong commercial capabilities, our direct digital connections to hundreds of millions of players, and our extraordinarily talented employees." What to say? Now, they have been talking in their earnings call that they will be going and trying to get more into the mobile market, a market that no one really wants them to get into, because I find it interesting when they talk about how to best serve their player community. I would argue that Activision, Blizzard, and EA and other companies as well, Bethesda, not as much, but still sort of, have stopped listening to their communities and listen more to the shareholders. I mean, Activision Blizzard just rehired back its CFO or COO, and with a $15 million bonus. The CEO of Activision Blizzard himself makes $30 million a year. Now, I'm not going to be someone who poo-poos all that. I believe if you worked hard for something, you should be compensated for that, whatever compensation might be. However, I believe a true leadership also will say, and I have experience from either watching, you may or may not like him, but some leaders go without paychecks. I know quite a few. At my old college, the new president there knew the college was in a crisis, so took one heck of a pay cut there just to help out. If I were a leader, if in this situation, I too would do the same. But 800 jobs are gone. And even though they are being compensated, they will be getting some help. 800 people are without jobs today, and that is very sad, and it has rocked the World of Warcraft community. I know of one community manager who planned on retiring there is no longer with a job, and I know someone personally whose husband is also finding themselves without a job today. The gaming industry is in an interesting situation these days. Microtransactions for right now are here to stay. And AAA games are almost to the point where they can't really compete with games like Fortnite, Apex, and other games who are free to play but yet have small microtransactions within them. They are king right now, and they are destroying everything around them. World of Warcraft is horribly underperforming. Overwatch 2 is underperforming. Hearthstone is in its waning days. They pretty much have given up on Heroes of the Storm, and StarCraft, is that still a thing? But seriously, they're trying to move everything towards new markets, into mobile, into China, and thinking this is what everyone wants, when primarily their main gaming base, their main clientele are PC users. And we don't want necessarily mobile games, especially within Diablo. We don't want that crap, as you have heard when they did the Diablo Immortal announcement, and you heard the boos heard around the world at BlizzCon when that was made. I am very sorry, and my heart goes out to all those people affected by this. And I understand the anger out there on the interwebs for it. Should we take a step back? Yeah, we should. Some companies have already started reaching out. I know EA has started reaching out to some people, and I hope more companies do. And I hope these ladies and guys who were in these departments who found themselves fired today will find some big work soon. I would say, in conclusion, what pisses me off the most in this whole shenagle is how no one really said anything because they're underneath some law, and I don't understand it quite, because I think, oh, they could sue you for that, to where they have to run silent. They can't really say anything until practically the day of. I think that's horrible, and that doesn't do well as people, as it said, we're going days and about a week of not knowing if they will be having a job whenever they walk in those doors, and with people meeting themselves in the parking lot in tears and hugging each other because that's probably the last day they'll see that person. I mean, who knows? They'll probably see him outside of other stuff, but still, your work friend, your colleague, someone you've spent countless hours with doing whatever it is you did for this business is now gone. Sad to see. My friends, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Also, hit that like button if you like what you see here. Helps the channel out a lot because algorithms and reasons. And if you really like what you see here and want more gaming news and other stuff as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more news and fun. So yes, I know this was more somber, crestfallen Boomy than you guys are more used to, but this is, I consider this a big situation, so it's not going to be as crazy as we typically are here. Anyways, my friends, make sure you hit that subscribe button, become part of the family here at Boomy Nation, the freak show of YouTube, the black sheep of gaming. My friends, we'll see you later. Remember, it's about community, and keep all those affected by this in your thoughts and your prayers, and we'll see you later. Deckard, good day.